Hey everyone, welcome to presentation number 8 entitled The Sizzle Sells The Steak. And this talks about keeping your group motivated. And I'm going to use the analogy of the campfire. If you ever notice that you have a campfire and you separate one of the logs from the campfire, that log goes out. Or if you have a pile of coals and they're all hot and you separate one coal, the coal will typically go out. If you put those coals back together or those logs back together, the fire will blaze up again. So if you have one log, you don't have anything. 2 logs, you'll have a flame. 3, you'll have a fire. 4 logs together create much more. And people are really the same way. People in your distributor force are going to be the same way. So what we do to keep everybody motivated are what I call sizzle sessions, which basically means we get together. The next time you're meeting your sponsor, show up early and notice the lack of energy around the table when you are alone. Then when your sponsor gets there, there's much more energy. And then this is only compounded as 3 people arrive, and 4 people arrive, and 5 and 6 and 7, and it gets more and more energy as more and more people show up. So it's important to get together with your group regularly for sizzle sessions. And a sizzle session is not an opportunity presentation. It's a time where a group of distributors, your distributors, get together and talk strategy, encourage each other, talk about what's going on, do training, etc. And some of the benefits of sizzle sessions, many times people hear the same message from a new source and finally get it. So maybe you've been telling somebody the same thing for 3 weeks, yet they hear it from somebody else at this sizzle session, and all of a sudden it rings to them, something clicks. Distributors hear advice to others that they can apply to their own situation. Maybe you or somebody in your group has a problem that somebody else asks about and all of a sudden it's solved. Or maybe an idea comes from someone else and there's a cohesion there and you can work together. Sometimes patrons of locations where you hold your sizzle session overhear you and you might get a prospect or 2. So maybe you're doing your sizzle session at a restaurant and somebody overhears you and wants to know what you're doing. And most importantly, you build a cohesion and a camaraderie with your team, and that's really why you look for positive, uplifting people to be part of your team and not negative people that are going to tear you down. So some suggestions. Restaurants make great venues for sizzle sessions. Anywhere really makes a great venue for a sizzle session when you can get together, even a couple people. Just be sure that you're being respectful of other people's time. If you set it for an hour, make sure it doesn't go over an hour. If you want to hang out after, that's fine, but make sure that the main business is handled in the hour time frame that you set so that people can schedule accordingly. Start the meeting off with positive news related to their business, product, company, etc. It might be a testimonial, it might be a promotion. Start it off with something positive and implement some form of training. Maybe you train on this system, maybe you train on the product, maybe you train on the company. Maybe you do a series of trainings and when people are through the series of trainings, they're fully trained. Maybe you want to include an ongoing contest element and keep people motivated that way. And finish every session on a positive note. So next, presentation number 9 has to deal with motivation and attitude. So I'll see you in presentation number 9.